Yo, 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 what's up? Yo, 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 what's up, everyone? How's everyone doing? I am the sports judge, and I said I would come on tonight and chat with you guys live because it's been a minute since I've done a live. You guys been seeing me in reels, you guys been seeing me in short videos. It's been a minute since I come on live to have a chat with you guys, man. Hey, you know what? I want to thank you guys so much for supporting the fan page, for supporting uh uh my work. I really appreciate it. uh that's great. You guys are wonderful people, man. I really appreciate it, man. But there's a lot that's happening in the NFL. I'm hearing stories about Bill Belichick possibly becoming the Los Angeles Chargers head coach. You know what? I wouldn't mind that at all. He'll be coming to Hollywood. He'll leave New England. He'll be in a new place, because like I said the other night, Brandon Staley gotta go, man. Brandon Staley gotta go. It's time for the Chargers to finally fire that guy, okay? Because look, the Chargers are a complete dumpster fire, and it shocks the hell out of me to think that this defense sucks as badly as it does. Because for one, you have great uh, defensive players. I mean, the team is talented. They just can't put it together with Brandon Staley because Brandon Staley sucks in situational football. Okay? Brandon Staley is not the right guy for the job. And you guys heard me say that. I've been calling him out all year long. It's time for this man to go. This man is going to get fired at the end of the season. You heard the press conference on Sunday after the game. This guy was talking like he knows he's about to be fired. Like he knows that it's over, that it's a wrap, that there's no possibility of him staying next season and beyond. He knows that his days are numbered as the Chargers head coach. Probably should have been fired after last season. I've been saying that he should have been out after last season, man, because this defense looks horrible. This defense gives up a lot of big plays. The Chargers need a guy who is good at coaching situational football. And if they want a guy that's good at situational football, that would be Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is that guy. I like Bill Belichick for uh the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, do I like him as a GM? No, not at all. The GM Belichick hasn't done that great of a job in New England, as we all know. You know, and I just think if there's one team that can get him as a head coach, it is the Chargers. I think the Chargers are looking for that guy. I think the Chargers are very interested in a guy like Bill Belichick, and they can actually trade for him. That's what I've been hearing. That's been the conversation of late. That Bill Belichick's going to become the Chargers' next head coach. Brandon Staley is going to be out of a job, and Bill Belichick's going to take over. Bill Belichick, man, he's a mastermind. I don't know how much we can say he is a mastermind because, man, let me tell you, the New England Patriots, man, they've been god awful. And you guys heard me say it, that Bill Belichick is not that great of a coach without Tom Brady. So my belief is that he, he's not that great of a coach without Tom Brady. That's what I believe. I don't know. I could be wrong. But hey, I mean, I do know this. It's time for Brandon Staley to go. It's time for Brandon Staley to pack his bags and hit the highway. I will say that because, man, that defense is a mess. I mean, that Chargers team is an absolute train wreck. It's a catastrophe. You heard me say that the other night. So is Bill Belichick going to the Chargers? There's a possibility. There's a lot of rumors. Bill Belichick wants to be the next Chargers coach. There's a lot of talk. There's a lot. There's a lot that's being made of this. You know, and I mean this NFL season is shaping up for massive changes in the head coaching ranks. And the Patriots could be part of that. I mean, look at New England's record. I mean, my goodness, New England is what 2-8 heading into are they 2-8 or are they? They're 2-8, I believe. Are they 2-8? I don't know. Someone leave me a comment and tell me what their record is. I'm not sure, but I know it's been a bad year. And there's been questions about Bill Belichick's job security. Questions about his job security are mounting. Signs seem to hint towards a mutual parting of ways to some degree. I don't know what Robert Kraft's plans are. He came on. I believe it was Sunday Night Football. And he was talking with the reporter, and he was saying he's never been 2-8 or whatever their record is since he took ownership of the franchise. So this is something new to him. So I can see the possibility of him parting ways. It's possible Belichick chooses to step down to save his face. I guess you can say it. But the Patriots have the option to trade the future Hall of Fame head coach, and I think if there's one team that's going to be involved, it's going to be the Chargers. And he's been linked to the Chargers, believe it or not. Another team that can possibly get in on the mix is the New York Giants. But are the Giants really ready to give up on Brian Daboll already? Really? I mean, the dude just got there, and if we look at what he did last season, I mean, God, he wasn't that bad. I mean, we're talking about a upstart Giants team that got to the playoffs and lost. And we're talking about a Giants team that had a Daniel Jones that actually played well in a playoff game. So, I mean, my goodness, we're ready to get rid of the guy now because he has one bad season. He has one terrible year. I mean, we can't just get rid of him that quick. But there's a chance we could see Belichick in LA. I mean, that idea was brought up by some NFL insiders. A lot of people are saying that they can see this happening, and I mean, if there's one team that might make this move, it's the Chargers. You have a chance. And right now, I mean, the Patriots have the rights to Bill Belichick, so I mean, this is a big decision here. What do Robert Kraft and Jonathan Kraft do? They have to sit with Bill Belichick and say, all right, we have a big opportunity. You have an opportunity to perhaps go to the LA Chargers. We're talking to the Spanos family, and we're going to negotiate and come up with a possible trade offer. Maybe it's time to move on. You can go there. You could resurrect your coaching career. You have a lot of talent around you. You have arguably a top tier quarterback. If you want to put him in the top tier class, Justin Herbert, you have him. I wouldn't necessarily call this a divorce though. If he does leave New England, I think that's ridiculous. Some people say this would be a big divorce. No, it wouldn't. I mean, it's just a change of scenery. I mean, Sometimes we outgrow a franchise or an organization. We got to move on. We got to try something new. We got to try something different. So I can see Bill Belichick moving on. You know, but Belichick and look, Belichick's future merely is speculated, right? And the head coach primarily is focused on finishing out the season, with the Patriots, and then he's willing to probably talk about his next destination or a potential destination to Los Angeles. But you know how Bill Belichick is. He's dry in his press conferences. He barely says much. He doesn't really ever have much to say, in his press conferences. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, And now I want to get on to my next topic though. The damn Kansas City Chiefs, man. I said this earlier today. No one is afraid of the Kansas City Chiefs, okay? They don't scare anybody anymore, okay? You can't look at this team and say, "Oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm so terrified." It used to be a point where teams were petrified to face a team like the Chiefs. You look on your schedule, you see the Chiefs, you're like, "Oh man, we gotta face that team. That team is tough," especially if you go into a hostile environment playing at Arrowhead. I mean, Arrowhead is a tough place to play, and Patrick Mahomes doesn't lose at Arrowhead often. I mean, he usually wins games there. That's why I picked the Chiefs to beat the Eagles yesterday. Turns out I was wrong. My prediction was wrong. I probably should have picked the Eagles because the Eagles had a pass rush that was able to get to Patrick Mahomes and chase after Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that Eagles defense, man, from top to bottom, a bottomless defense, man. That's one of the top ranked defenses in the league. No question about it. You look at their secondary, they have pieces. You look at their defensive front, and that's their greatest strength, right? Their defensive front, how those guys can rush the quarterback, put pressure on the quarterback, get after the quarterback. And the Chiefs, man, this is a completely different team from a year ago. Outside of Travis Kelce, you don't really have that number one weapon. You don't really have that number one wide receiver. And I feel like Patrick Mahomes doesn't have enough around him. That's been the problem, right? He doesn't have enough around him. And, excuse me, it's been a struggle for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. It's been a tough year. The defense, the offense often stagnates, and I think it's time to sound the alarm. This is a cause for major concern, right? If you're a Chiefs fan living in Chiefs Kingdom, you're concerned about this team. Because you look at the first two quarters and the defense, man, they held up their end of the bargain. But the offense gets completely shut down in the second half. As good of a quarterback you have, as stellar as Patrick Mahomes is, it is hard to believe that team couldn't even find the end zone once in the second half. They didn't score anything in the second half. They went scoreless in the second half. And that's been the struggle for the Chiefs, right? Their inability to score in the second half. They can't close out games. They can't finish games strongly. This game yesterday, this rematch of the Super Bowl, it reminded me of the Super Bowl in so many ways because you saw the Chiefs kind of dominate the first half, and then in the second half, the Eagles dominated, right? Because look, the Eagles were down. I believe they were down by 10 points. I think it was a 10-point deficit. And the Eagles, they clawed their way back into the game. This is a team that never quits. You talk about resiliency. They're a resilient team. They never quit. And it wasn't pretty for the Eagles. It wasn't pretty by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, this team had a hard time generating offense. Uh, Jalen Hurts has aggravated his knee, so he's not 100%. But I mean, the Eagles did what they needed to do. They did enough to win the game. And there's a lot of disappointing teams in the NFC because they couldn't, you know, um, get a game on Philly because Philly, obviously, the Eagles won the game, right? So the Eagles continue to control their destiny in the NFC East. They're clearly the team to beat in the NFC East. They're running away with that division. Even though they didn't play their best football offensively, they still got the job done, and I think it's still a work in progress for the Eagles. Uh, you know, they're still trying to find a groove. The offense is still trying to, you know, figure things out. The play calling is getting there with Brian Johnson. You know, you're still trying to learn a new system and everything. I mean, it's not easy. It's tough, you know. But the Eagles are still finding ways to win games. They're the best team in the NFC. They went into a hostile environment, took care of business on the road in Kansas City, and they beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They took down the Chiefs. You know, they held the offense at bay. You look at what Josh Sweat did on that final drive, you know, being able to get to the quarterback, put pressure on the quarterback. You know, there was the intentional grounding from Patrick Mahomes. You know, there was the missed opportunity. Valdez Scantling drops a critical pass that could have been a game changer. That touchdown would have won the game. It definitely would have put the Chiefs ahead. Like, it would have gave the Chiefs the lead had he made that catch. But the throw was a bit overthrown by Patrick Mahomes, right? Just a tiny bit. It was overthrown just a little bit, right? You know? And Travis Kelce had a drop on that final drive. I mean, it's just too many drops, man. 26 drops on the season for the Chiefs. I mean, you got to do better than that. You know, these receivers, they drop too many passes, and that's got to be frustrating if you're Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that would frustrate the hell out of me, dropping too many passes like that. So, I mean, that's just all bad. You know what I'm saying? But the Chiefs lose. The Chiefs suffered another loss. The Eagles win, you know, and the Chiefs right about now, I'm not ready to call them a Super Bowl team. I don't think they're gonna repeat. We all know how hard it is to repeat, but no, it's not looking like the Chiefs are gonna get back to the Super Bowl. Not playing like this. I mean, they'll lose in the playoffs, or even if they get to the Super Bowl, it's a possibility that they could face the Eagles again, and they might lose, you know. So I mean, it's just one of those things, you know. But this offense has been very anemic. This offense is not what it used to be, and the Chiefs. I mean, they look vulnerable. They look beatable, you know. Now we can talk a little bit about the Steelers because, oh, Canada! I cannot believe it. Matt Canada is out of a job. He finally got fired. Look, folks, this had to happen. At some point, this had to happen. Mike Tomlin finally comes to his senses, finally pulls the trigger. Matt Canada is gone. Matt Canada had to go. I mean, that offense is so predictable. I mean, you almost know what's coming, right? Matt Canada's time was up. The fans grew tired of it. They were calling for the man's job. Steelers Nation, let me tell you, tonight, all day today, they've been screaming, hallelujah, hallelujah. Because Matt Canada is gone. Finally, right? The poor play calling, the poor execution, the predictability, right? Tabbed Matt Canada as the worst, clearly the worst offensive coordinator in the NFL. I don't think we can argue that, right? Clearly the worst offensive coordinator. I remember watching a game earlier in the year, and I got so frustrated. I'm not even a Steelers fan. I got frustrated just watching a Steelers game because thanks to Matt Canada, they called the same play 8 times. I kid you not. And they were all passing plays. 8 times in a row. You call the same freaking play. That's how predictable that offense is. Right? And that's been the story on the Steelers all year. Right? It's amazing that their record is what it is. I mean, because this team has found ways to win ugly. You know, week in and week out. I mean, it hasn't been pretty. You know, but we all know that Matt Canada's play calling, you know, not kind of, but hindered this team's success, right? Kept this team down. And obviously, I had been saying that Matt Canada set this team up for failure. Clearly set this team up for failure. You know, with his miserable play calling. You know, and Mike Tomlin, man, it probably was difficult for him, but he had to say, okay, good riddance, goodbye. You got to go, dude, because it's not working. It's not working out. It's not working out, man. This is bad. We need a change on offense. You know, you saw last week, Ken Dorsey got canned in Buffalo. They're having similar problems over there in Buffalo. Offense can't score, can't seem to get in the end zone. Josh Allen is reckless, turns over the ball too freaking much. I mean, it's the same story with them, too, you know. But, man, I'm about to get back to the NBA. I don't have the NBA game on my TV behind me, but I have the NBA games on the TV, on the big screen, downstairs, and you guys know it's NBA and tournament games tonight, so I'm dialed in. I mean, the courts, a lot of people have said that the courts make their eyes bleed. They don't like, you know, the colored courts. I don't mind it. At first, it kind of messed with me psychologically. I ain't gonna lie, but I got used to it by now. You know, you're still gonna watch it because you love basketball. If you love basketball, you still gonna watch the games no matter what. I mean, you know, so my Lakers, man, we play at 7. I'm excited about tonight's game. We got the Utah Jazz in the building. The Utah Jazz are here to play the Lakers on their home floor. Should be a fun contest. I'm excited about it. In-season tournament basketball. It's going to be a good game. You guys know I'll be watching. But I just wanted to come on and chat for a little bit, guys. It's always fun. And for those who are down with me and for those who listen and tune in, I really appreciate it because I do know this. There's a variety of choices out there, and you guys don't have to take the time out of your night to watch or follow my content. So I really appreciate y'all. But I just wanted to come on live and actually have a great conversation, a sports conversation with you guys all tonight. Talk to you guys very soon. Stay tuned for upcoming content. I will be pushing content out there, as you guys know. I'm always putting out content. You guys can check me out on TikTok. Follow my TikTok if you guys haven't. The Sports Judge 85. You guys can find me on TikTok. You guys can also find me on Twitter, Sports Judge 85. Instagram, Sports Judge 85. It's all the same thing, I know. And guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I need more subscribers. I need y'all to hit that subscribe button. What is so hard about hitting that damn subscribe button? Do your boy a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate y'all. I love y'all. If you guys want the best sports content out there, you gotta hit your guy up, man. You gotta hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with his content, so you can get those notifications, so you can know what's going on, man. Because how you gonna be able to keep up with the sports judge when you guys ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing? Hit that damn subscribe button. It ain't that hard. Hit that subscribe button and get your boy some likes, man. Get your boy some likes. But I love y'all. It's been great chatting. We'll talk very soon. Take care, everyone. Peace.